Well, we're safe here, guys. Let's check it out real fast, huh? Let's watch this, guys, and then learn more about Throne and Liberty. So if you don't know what the game is about, well, we're about to take a look.
So by far the biggest MMO coming out this year has to be Throne and Liberty, and it's actually coming out in a couple of weeks, which I think most people are pretty blissfully unaware of, because this game has about as much hype as Season 2 of the Rings of Power. But I've done a little digging and a little research into this game, and I think, to be honest, that is a little bit unfair. This game actually does look pretty interesting. It's definitely got potential, providing they have listened to player feedback and, you know, don't mess up the launch. But judging by recent dev updates, they are indeed working on the feedback, especially on combat, which, let's be real, is a thing that makes or breaks an MMO. So what the hell is Throne and Liberty? This is going to be a short, snappy TLDR breakdown to help you decide, is this MMO your kind of thing?
Sweet. Is your thing?
We'll cover the main details, what kind of content does this game have,
thing?
Game systems, social features, and all the unique and interesting gimmicks. So where on earth did this game come from? Well, it's been in the oven since 2011. Yep, it's probably older than half the TikTok population by now. And it was initially supposed to be a spiritual sequel to Lineage 2. But like most of us during our teenage years, it went through a bit of an idea.
Lineage 2? That rings a bell. I think I was gonna play it a while back. I don't remember.
Identity crisis, and now it's evolved into a hybrid of New World and World of Warcraft with maybe a sprinkle of the Ashes of Creation's influence. This is an MMO that focuses both on good PvE and PvP content, but you're probably going to find it hard to avoid PvP content, to be honest. You see, this is an MMO that is designed for people who actually like MMOs. There is solo content, but it isn't heavily focused on solo content, and you will probably be missing out on most of the fun elements of this game if you're playing the game solo. This is a high fantasy MMO focused on guilds, dynamic world events, massive PvP battles, huge world bosses, elite areas also known as world dungeons.
I mean, the graphics it's like you can't really see it in this video because of the quality, but holy shit, it's really good. It's really good. And yeah, you can become animals and stuff. That's sweet. Graphics schmack is yeah, but it looks good. Gameplay too.
And there are actually 17 instanced dungeons and raids with more on the way. Even the weather will affect your gameplay in this game. For instance, strong winds might make your gliding mount even faster, or maybe slower. So don't expect this to be a MMO where you sit in your capital city every week just raid logging. There's even server events where the whole server has to come together to complete the objective of a certain event. But then there's also global events where every server has to go and do something. Who knows what that's going to turn into. By the way guys, in the future I obviously will be playing this game and doing a really big review, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss that video. I'll also be live streaming on my channel for the launch, and we're going to be covering loads more MMO content in the future. So what the hell do you actually do in this game? Well, let's start with the leveling experience.
There we are.
So you've got these two codexes, the Adventure Codex and the Exploration Codex. The Adventure Codex gives you a story-focused questline with voice acting and actual actors to immerse yourself into the world. And while there's some grinding, typical of MMOs, most of this experience should feel like you're following a questline in something like a single-player RPG like Skyrim, minus the arrow to the knee. Yep, that one up. But anyway, you've also got the Exploration Codex on the other hand, which gives you objectives for different areas, which will also grant extra XP when you complete them. And then you've got loads of dynamic world events popping off very regularly, apparently every hour.
Holy shit. Seems like a huge game. That's awesome. And then you have like a list of the world events. That is awesome though, because holy shit, I haven't seen a game where it has all the world events lined up on the map like that. That's sweet.
Hour or so from the footage that I've seen. There's always something happening in the open world. You're not just hopping from quest hub to quest hub, killing boars, picking up berries from the ground. It's a very diverse leveling experience. There's also a bunch of secrets that require little parkour, plus there's always going to be random rare world bosses to hunt down in the world too. If you've played anything like Guild Wars 2, at the end of the day it's the same developers as Guild Wars 2, expect stuff like that. At endgame, you've got dungeons.
What did it say? It was to say, huh? Hold on.
From the ground. It's a very diverse leveling experience. There's also a bunch of secrets that require little parkour, plus there's always going to be random rare world bosses to hunt down in the world too. If you've played anything like Guild Wars 2, at the end of the day it's the same developers as Guild Wars 2, expect stuff like that.
Oh, okay. I thought it said it was the... Yeah, I think it... I thought it said it was the same developers as Guild Wars 2. I wasn't. And soft, not saying much. No, I know. But they're, you know, you never know. You never know. People that have tried it have said really great things. So, I mean, do you have an RTX 4090 for gaming? Yes, I have.
At endgame, you've got dungeons, raids, and even more world events. And if you're into PvP, there's also castle siege battles twice a week, where guilds basically fight for control of a huge castle. And the winning guild obviously gets loads of sweet rewards, which the other guild can actually try and steal. Siege battles aren't just kind of like your run-of-the-mill, run up and hit things. You actually need to break down castle walls with these golems. And there's even golems that kind of serve as a glorified Uber, letting players ride a platform to leap over the walls. And if the winds are strong enough in the game, you can actually glide.
That's awesome though. This is awesome.
Over the walls yourself, assuming you launch from a high enough cliff nearby. There are huge monster invasion events, hybrid PvE and PvP events, seasonal shenanigans, and contracts, which are basically like the world quests in World of Warcraft. The point is, you're not just going to grind gear and then sit in town waiting for raids to reset in this game. You're going to be out in the world doing things, proper MMO stuff. There's also going to be battlegrounds and arena to sharpen your PvP skills so you don't absolutely suck in those big castle battles. The combat itself is very similar to World of Warcraft's tab targeting style. Originally, combat was criticised for being very clunky in the game, likely because they are preparing for a future mobile version of this game. But apparently...
Okay, that can go both ways. A mobile version? Why are all these Asian developers making mobile games of all these huge games? I know that the mobile market are a little more popular there, but I mean, damn. I feel like every big Asian developer right now does it. Maybe just be me, but I mean.
According to a recent news post, they have extensively worked to remedy this by improving the movement and the camera in the game. The most important game system has to be the class system, because there is none. Just like New World, you pick a weapon, level it up, and choose a loadout of 2 weapons, and that's it. It's a buffet for build enthusiasts. Equipment upgrading is hands down one of the best systems I've ever seen. You don't have to say goodbye to that low level sword that you upgraded at level 5. Instead, you can transfer the XP you invested into this weapon into a new weapon at level 20. So there's no wasted time, no regrets, just progress. And there is going to be crafting in the game also. You can craft your own gear. There's also mounts and pets. And by the way, mounts are kind of like not how your typical mounts work in MMOs, but you actually transform into your mount. The pets in the game are going to provide little bonuses like increasing the chance of you gaining a certain resource while you're out doing open world stuff.
Sweet.
Guilds are going to be the lifeblood of this MMO. You're probably not going to see many small cozy guilds. It's all about big, powerful groups duking it out over server dominance. This MMO is all about community and putting a massively multiplayer back into MMORPGs. You know, finally a game where you're not just a lone wolf. The MMO part actually means something in this game. In short, Throne of Liberty isn't an MMO that's really about being an MMO. It's bringing back the guilds, the social dynamics, and the open world chaos that made games like WoW great in the vanilla and TBC and Wrath days.
Nice.
Anyway guys, that is more or less the gist of this game. Let me know if you want some more detailed videos in the future. I do probably intend to make a really good like new player guide for this video, so again, subscribe so you don't miss all these future videos, and be sure to catch the live stream on the 26th of September when this game is finally released. But anyway, my name is MetaGoblin. Until the next video.
Damn, I gotta say though, holy shit, I didn't know it was that focused on guilds and stuff. I still can't find another MMO to grind at. No, I get that. Seems like a WoW knockoff. Why? After trying Black Desert Online and running around alone for a couple of hours in the big, vast, dead, lifeless open world. Yeah, I hope this brings back the social aspects of MMORPGs. Damn, I've tried Black Desert Online. I didn't understand shit though, so I didn't play it.
Long ago, the star of Siliveth.
I was just gonna show you, if you think this looks like a 2012 game, well, holy shit, you have no idea about graphics or games. Because this doesn't look like that at all.
And free our world. Silesium is a vast, living, breathing open world with diverse environments to explore and deadly enemies to defeat. Shapeshift into legendary creatures to carry you through the air and over the waves.
I mean, that it...
Push back against the Legion in tactical combat across a seamless world.
Damn! It looks good!
Take up arms and join others as you fight alongside fellow guild members. As your skill grows, you'll unlock powerful new abilities. Adjust your fighting style to counter your enemies. Use ranged attacks to draw your enemies in. And swap to hard-hitting melee to finish them off. The Legion isn't the only enemy you'll need to fight.
Yeah!
Battle other players in PvP dungeons. Player-controlled castle sieges.
Like the castle thing? That is a great idea. That's a great idea. That looks so cool.
Open world combat and conquest battles for territory. Gather your guild. Prepare for battle and claim the throne.
Guild Wars 2 did it first? Oh, they have that kind of mode? I didn't know. Holy shit. I didn't know. World was a world? How does that work? World was a world? Sounds awesome. You unlock it at level 60. It's full maps with objectives, castle, towers and stuff. Holy shit. Goes for week-long rounds. So basically, it's like a conquest mode. A bit hard to explain, but essentially. Yeah, I think I know what you mean, though. Well, that sounds awesome. But the thing I didn't like, though, is that it's heavily focused on team play and guilds. Not that much for solo players. But, like, I've seen videos where people play solo. And they've only played the game solo. And they're having fun. I think I'm gonna get it. I think I'm gonna get it.